There was a time in America when life felt slower, safer, and strangely magical. A time when people actually talked to each other, kids roamed free, and simple moments mattered more than anything else. Today's modern generation can't even imagine what everyday life used to look like, but you're about to step back into that world. Let's explore 15 things Americans used to do that modern generations can't even imagine. 1. One phone. Most American homes had just one telephone, usually attached to a wall in the kitchen or hallway. Everyone shared it, waited for their turn, and timed their calls so others could use it too. If someone was talking too long, another family member would quietly hover nearby, hoping they'd finish. Long-distance calls were planned like an event, expensive, precious, and often saved for holidays or big news. The phone wasn't just a device. It was a family hub where every conversation echoed through the house. 2. Evening news. Before 24/7 coverage, Americans didn't check news dozens of times a day. Instead, the entire family gathered around the TV at the same set time, usually 6 p.m. or 10 p.m., to watch the daily newscast. It created a shared national rhythm. Everyone learned the same headlines at the same moment. Kids sat next to parents, listening to weather updates, sports scores, and anchor voices that felt like part of the family. There was something comforting about knowing that the whole country paused together to catch up on the world. 3. With heat. Keeping a house warm once meant real physical effort, chopping logs, stacking wood, and feeding the stove throughout the day. Winter mornings started with the crackle of kindling and the smoky scent of firewood. Families gathered near the stove for warmth, talking, reading, or warming their hands before bed. Heating wasn't a button you pressed. It was teamwork, routine, and a reminder of how connected people were to the seasons. 4. Fix things. Americans didn't throw away appliances or clothes just because they broke. They repaired everything. Kitchens had drawers full of tools, spare parts, and sewing kits. Fathers fixed radios and lamps on the weekends. Mothers patched torn sleeves, replaced buttons, and stitched quilts. Repairing things wasn't just practical. It was a source of pride, a belief that everything deserved a second life. Today's buy new mentality would have felt wasteful and strange to them. 5. Green stamps. Trading stamps were once a beloved part of American shopping. After every grocery trip, customers collected sheets of tiny stamps and carefully glued them into booklets. Once filled, these booklets became a kind of treasure. You could trade them for furniture, kitchenware, toys, or home items. Families kept drawers full of unfinished booklets, dreaming of what they'd redeem next. It turned everyday errands into a slow, exciting reward system that modern loyalty points can't match. 6. TV dinners. The classic aluminum TV dinner wasn't just food, it was a whole experience. Families would slide the tray into the oven and wait nearly an hour for it to heat. Then everyone carried their trays to the living room, sat in front of the big square TV, and enjoyed the evening's show together. It felt futuristic, convenient, and fun. The crisp sound of peeling back the foil, the smell of mashed potatoes and turkey. These small details made TV dinners a cultural moment. 7. Party line. Before private phone lines became standard, multiple households shared the same phone connection. Picking up the receiver could mean hearing your neighbor in the middle of a conversation. People politely waited for others to finish, and sometimes gossip traveled just from overheard moments. It created a strange mix of connection and awkwardness, but also a sense that everyone in the community was linked in small, unexpected ways. 8. Milk delivery. Americans once woke up to the soft clink of glass milk bottles being left on their front porch. The milkman drove through neighborhoods every morning, collecting empty bottles and replacing them with fresh, cold ones. Children loved watching the deliveries, and parents appreciated the reliability. It was a simple routine rooted in trust and consistency. One of those little conveniences that disappeared quietly but is remembered fondly. 9. Clothesline drying. Before electric dryers became common, clean laundry was hung outside to dry in the open air. White sheets fluttering in the wind became a signature sight of American neighborhoods. The sun acted as a natural bleach, and the smell of air-dried clothes was unmatched, fresh, earthy, and comforting. Hanging and collecting laundry was a peaceful daily chore that blended perfectly with the rhythm of home life. 10. Post bills. Paying bills meant walking to the post office or local utility office with cash or a handwritten check. People waited in line, chatted with clerks, and left with stamped receipts. It was slow but human. The process felt deliberate and responsible. Paying bills wasn't just a tap on a screen, but a small, monthly ritual people took seriously. 11. Read newspaper. The morning newspaper wasn't just skimmed, it was read from front to back. People checked classifieds for jobs, comics for humor, local columns for town updates, and ads for weekend sales. The rustling sound of turning pages, the smell of ink, and the comfort of coffee beside it made mornings feel grounded and intentional. 12. Family breakfast. American mornings once included real breakfasts. Eggs sizzling in pans, toast popping from toasters, juice being poured, and families gathering before school and work. It was a daily moment of connection, planning, laughter, and routine. Today's grab-and-go meals can't recreate that warmth. 13. Evening walks. After dinner, Americans stepped outside and walked through their neighborhoods. The fresh air, the sound of crickets, and small conversations with neighbors created peaceful endings to long days. These walks weren't exercise. They were connection, reflection, and community in motion. 14. No neighbors. People didn't just live next to each other. They knew each other. Kids played together, adults chatted on porches, and everyone looked out for one another. Borrowing tools, sharing food, or checking on an elderly neighbor was normal. Neighborhoods felt like extended families. 15. Coin jars. Loose coins collected in glass jars were more than spare change. They were savings for ice cream trips, weekend fun, or vacation snacks. Kids loved dumping the jars on tables and counting every penny. It taught patience, value, and the joy of watching small things grow into something memorable. Final thoughts. America changed, and so did how we live. These small rituals and neighborly habits helped shape communities, and now they exist mostly in memory. If you love rediscovering the past and exploring forgotten American moments, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow American Restored for more restored history and nostalgia.